So the discussion this week was, how do we know if we've done something morally wrong? When did we learn about morally right and wrong things? How we can teach young children morals, and how cultural diversity plays a role in morals. And to me, I think having morals and acting on those means to do and know right from wrong. Moral reasoning is a thinking process with the objective of determining whether the idea is right or wrong. To know whether something is right or wrong, one must first know what something is intended to do. From there, you would think about, for example, if you were to lie to someone about doing something like cheating on a test, something like that, that's morally wrong. But then lying, if you think further, if someone's having a surprise birthday party and you have to maybe fib and not tell them, that's not morally wrong. It's just, you're making a surprise, so you can't let them know. So it's kind of okay. But when you think about it and what's morally right and wrong, it's the final outcome. What you do or what you're doing to others, is it hurting them? Is it not socially acceptable? If it's something like that, it's usually morally incorrect. I think when I was maybe 5 or 6, I knew right from wrong. From a young age, you learn from your parents and teachers what's okay and what's not okay to do. And I think trial and error comes into play with how I learned what's morally right and wrong. And that could be the case for others as well. When you're a child, you do things out of curiosity, not knowing it's a bad or wrong thing until you're corrected and taught otherwise. You learn at a young age that if you lie about eating all the cookies or accidentally breaking something and you don't just tell your mom or dad right away, then you get in more trouble. And they tell you that. Just tell me next time, and you won't get in as much trouble. You're doing something morally wrong, or hitting someone, it's not okay. Doing things that are mean, it's not acceptable. I think parents and teachers set guidelines and rules for students. No lying, stealing, hitting, name calling, break this or that, it's wrong. I would say that's where and when I learned, and I think that's how children learn as well. How I would teach them is I would just outline examples of what's morally right and wrong for their age group, of course, and I would explain to them what goes into it. I would make posters and pictures, and I would have it posted up around the classroom so that the children could see it every day and they could be reminded of it. And to get it more into their head so that they know and memorize it, I think I would have them come into class and we would all say it as a group so that everyone says it together, they know it, they're repeating it every day, so they're remembering it. And when children do something wrong, I would take them aside, I would tell them, this isn't okay, this is how we're supposed to do it, or why they shouldn't do it. And I would also use positive reinforcement so that they would understand the good things that they do. And I think that helps children a lot, giving them praise for something they do well instead of just all the bad things they do. I would refer the children to the posters and remind them, we went over this today. This is what we have to go by. This is why it's okay. This is why it's not okay. And hopefully that would help them understand and start to acknowledge the do's and don'ts when it comes to being morally correct. And with cultural diversity, I think it plays a huge role in morals. Growing up, everyone has different families, different views of life, values, backgrounds. The definition of culture is the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of racial, religious, or social group. Depending on your culture, you may or may not see something as being morally right or wrong. Someone could grow up one way and say, you shouldn't go out in public dressed a certain way, and some people say you need to be clothed head to toe or this or that, but others may seem it as okay. Depending on the culture in your home life, how it operates, whether you spend a lot of time watching TV, listening to music, uncensored TV, there's not a lot of parental guidance or supervision in the house, that could play a huge part in you learning what's morally right and wrong. If, your home life isn't setting you up for something good, you're not going to learn any of the good values and the good morals that you need to know. And not that everyone is intended or trying to be morally wrong. It's just some people don't know, and some people are raised where they aren't taught what's right and wrong. But I believe that is just what morals are.